We appreciate you being with us. I'm Lauren Maloney.
And I'm Bernie Lang. Nurses at Vermont's largest hospital are on the brink of a strike. Now hundreds of outside nurses are being trained to take over if and when that happens.
Right now, University of Vermont Medical Center and the Nurses Union are 2 hours into yet another negotiation session. Local 22's Stacy De Silva outside the hospital. Stacy, an active scene there.
Lauren and Bernie, that's right. To my left, it just started a few minutes ago. There is some kind of solidarity rally. Inside, those negotiations are underway. The union, representing about 1,800 nurses at the UVM Medical Center, lowered its ask for wages from a 24% increase to a 23% increase over 3 years in a one-year contract. The hospital did not accept that at last night's meeting, so now a contingency is in place about a day and a half away from the strike. 68 elective surgeries have been rescheduled. Operating room activity will be cut in half, and nearly 600 outside nurses are now being housed in Vermont, learning the ins and outs of the University of Vermont Medical Center.
They're very experienced nursing professionals who are used to coming into unfamiliar surroundings and performing at a very high level.
All in case the hospital's nurses go on strike Thursday and Friday. Tuesday, hospital higher-ups laid out how patients would be affected. They say the ER, trauma services, and urgent care will remain available 24/7, and outpatient appointments will be largely unaffected. Still, it's a contingency plan the hospital's president, Eileen Whalen, calls very costly. She says the hospital's contract offer to the nurses union is fair and competitive.
I think we had some encouraging conversation last night.
However, the nurses union says its nurses aren't getting paid as much as nurses at the University of Vermont Health Network CVPH in Plattsburgh, which, as the name suggests, is affiliated with a hospital in Burlington.
We're mostly still stuck on wages. We strongly believe that we should be making what they're making in Plattsburgh. We're not asking for the moon, we're asking for parity within our own network.
But the hospital insists it's not an apples-to-apples comparison.
They have the ability to start their nurses at a higher rate, but then their ability to move through their ladder is much sooner, so that their top compensation is nowhere near what ours is. We believe that many of our nurses would be severely disadvantaged with their salary if we adopted their wage scale.
If no agreement is reached, the union expects a vast majority of its members to be on the picket line. The hospital leaders say that if you have an upcoming appointment scheduled for Thursday or Friday and you have not been contacted, to show up, strike or no strike. Now, last night's talks lasted about 6 hours, so we'll keep you updated as we learn details from tonight's talk. Live in Burlington, Stacy De Silva, Local 22 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Stacy. Well, local reaction.